Alright, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today we are continuing our solo rare encounter series. We finished off our knight. That was a lot of fun. I did a poll, and looks like Black Mage is up next. I thought it was going to be Archer, but no, I checked the next day, and all of a sudden Black Mage is in the lead, and it's kind of just stuck there. Now, our Black Mage here, let's talk a little bit about what restrictions we should do. Because with our knight, we were very much, we restrict ourselves to only equipment from the story or outfitters. With our Black Mage, I don't know if we necessarily need to follow those same guidelines, but we're going to try to stick to using, I would say, normal gear. And then if we end up having a death montage, maybe then we'll bust out the more either poaching gear or midlights deep. In addition to that, on the poll there, I put Black Mage / Summoner because our Summoner was going to be our secondary job. Might not want to bust out Summoner because we do have Zodiark, and that will absolutely just one-shot basically everything in this game. And the first encounter we're doing here is the Samurai encounter. So if we go in there with Zodiark, there's a good chance we can just end it in one turn. So we kind of want to preserve some sort of difficulty, or at least try to. So we are going up against the 7 Samurai, so we just need to worry about their melee potentials. Now, for building out Lettuce here, why the name Lettuce? Well, this was a character name generated during our Let's Play. I thought it was funny, and ended up just like keeping the character. Now, for our abilities, let's start off with our abilities. We could go with Summoner, and I think we'll do that for this first episode here, because this will show off how strong Summoner is as far as when you pair it with Black Mage. Now, I do want to note here, I've already talked about this in my Black Mage build, but take a look at my magic attack power and speed. Change this over to Summoner. My magic attack power drops, and so does my speed. That is not good. We don't want that. That has to do with the character job growth, but also how the stats are being adjusted when you switch between jobs. So just make sure that if you are doing something similar and you're wondering why is my attack power like dropping when I switch between another spellcaster, especially something like Summoner to Black Mage, that's why. Secondary ability wise, let's go with Summoner. And then for our reaction, we can't get hit with melees because we don't have the luxury of being a knight. So those hits could kill us. Jinhadorai is probably the best bet. Another restriction we put on ourselves during the night one was we're not going to take any abilities that our foes basically have. Jinhadorai here is a samurai ability. I don't know if we need to keep that restriction on. We actually didn't use it during the really tough fights because those were against monsters. So I don't think we need to restrict ourselves that way. We're going to take Jinhadorai that can still use their Ido Katana abilities against us. We also might choose Samurai later on and pair it with Black Mage because these Ido abilities, they're based off your magic attack power, not physical attack power. So really good to pair Samurai with your Black Mage if you've never done that before. It's a lot of fun. It's also a really good way to get a lot of buffs, something like Protect, Shell, Haste. We might dip into that later. That'll be really interesting. For our support abilities, I think hands down, if we're going to be casting spells, we have to take Swift Spell, especially for solo. This is going to be basically our way to victory because if the enemy hits us while we're charging, there's like a really good chance we're just dead. So we want our spells going off really quick. For our movement ability, I think Monafont is probably the best choice just to make sure our MP stays up. Now for this encounter, I don't think MP is going to be a problem. I think we'll actually finish this fight pretty quick. And that's okay because for this first episode, we're kind of just laying down the ground rules, get some feedback, see what you guys think as far as how we maybe should restrict ourselves. Haven't thought about anything that I'm like sold on just yet, so that's why I'm kind of like putting it out there for you guys. For this fight though, I think we'll go with movement +1, and that's mainly because, or movement +2, and that's mainly because I want to be able to get in there, start charging up a spell, and make sure we can get the hell out. That's going to be a nice kind of hit and run tactic that we can do. Now for our equipment, we're not going to go overboard and use something like the Rod of Faith, but we will use the Wizard's Rod that'll bump up our magic attack power. And then the next important thing we want is speed. Speed. We're going to use the Thief's Cap. Chest piece wise, I think the Lordly Robes would obviously be the best, but again, we're going to kind of restrain ourselves a little bit on the gear that we're using. We're going to go with the Luminous Robes. We also could go with the Black Robes if we want to mix in actually using some of those elemental spells that Black Mage has, or we just want a little bit more MP and HP. Let's go with the Luminous Robes just for that MP because we don't have Mana Font. And then for our accessory, we have all these perfumes. Don't ask me to pronounce these correctly. But we have Shortilage here. This will give us Shell and Protect. We have Serpentine Sense? I don't know. This one gives you Haste and Invisibility. This is pretty overpowered for what we are going for here as far as a Black Mage. Kind of like a nuker. Think like, if you guys ever seen the anime Konosuba? Megumin, her explosion abilities. That's kind of what we can go for as far as just casting one really big spell. We also have Envoûtement. I don't know, but this one will give you Float and Reflect. Probably not going to be seeing this one very much. And then Chantage as well. That regen could be nice, but I don't think we're not a brawler character essentially, so we're going to be trying to avoid getting hit as often as possible. But for this video here, we also have where is it? There we go. Our red shoes. Going to bump up our magic attack power, but also give us movement +1. Very mobile. And let's see how this setup goes. The funny thing is, I don't think we need to kind of think too much about what we're doing with Black Mage, because it's just get in there and do a lot of spell damage. Unlike Knight, where it's like, okay, we have a lot of things to account for because we have such a big sandbox too, as far as like our equipment. There's a lot of different ways you can build out a Knight. Our Black Mage here, kind of just very simple as far as we just want to blow them all up. Now, we don't have haste. We could have put on that perfume, the Sens, and then given haste to ourselves. We are going to be very diligent as far as where we are positioning ourselves, because if they hit us, again, good chance we can die. We need to really work. I should have cast Golem first. That should be always your first opener, especially with Summoner there. But we need to be really careful about our positioning. Unlike our Knight, where we could just get in there and start doing damage. Now, with our Black Mage, we need to be a little more cautious. Now, we have all the major summons when it comes to Black Mage, but we also have Zodiark here, and we can cast this once. This is going to kill everybody. Or at least it's going to kill anybody that it hits. So that's why having haste and then being invisible kind of overpowered, in my opinion. That would kind of make a lot of these fights really easy. And that's why Black Mage is so deadly, especially when you pair it with Summoner. There's just no, we could just nuke them outright, and that would be that. Same goes for Cyclops. I think it does a little bit more damage than Bahamut. Yeah, a little more tame though, and look, you see in our turn order there? This is our next spell that we're going to cast. And we can give a little bit, we don't even need to give any ground, but we'll back up a little bit just in case. And it's going to be the next cast. And all of a sudden, those three samurai sitting there, well, they're dead. Imagine, again, if we were invisible, we got up close to them, we cast Zodiark, it would just wipe the field, essentially. They'd be done. That would make this fight very quick, and quicker than it's already going to be, because you can see that. Let's just check out where our summon is going to be. Say we do Cyclops again. That is going to be turn 5. That's going to be pretty soon. And we need to be careful because of our MP. So we don't want to be just wasting this on one of them. And also, where is our next turn? It's not till 9. I'm wondering if we should wait to get them a little bit closer and bunched up, because they can't actually get to us. Again, we're just worried about their melee damage. I almost forgot that the generics have their own voice lines if you slow down the speed, or I keep the speed at normal. Now, let's go ahead and hit them with Cyclops, and that's going to take out those three. The next one going up turn 2 there, you can see he might get out of the way. He might not. Let's see what the AI wants to do. No, he didn't want to get out. He might be actually out of the last square there. Okay, so we didn't kill them all. So we need to be a little bit careful with our MP now. Maybe we should have taken Monopod, because we are not actually going very far.
Sense is keen.
Okay, so we have plenty of MP left to take them out. Let's see how much damage we can actually do. So Black Mage itself actually has a lot of good spells as well. We could turn him into a Toad, 22%. Because he's guarding, it's going to be kind of hard to hit him with a lot of these spells as far as Black Mage is concerned. But if we go over to Summoner, you can't evade these, essentially. In addition to our MP problems, we could just wait till one of the Samurai crystallize, and then we'd be good to go. I'm just wondering what spell. I kind of want to make sure we get it off, kill him in two spells, but we actually don't have enough for that. Let's go over here. Another reason why I built so much into movement for this is because so we can zip around the map. They don't have the best movement, so if I could just go like right here, yeah, he might hit me with one of his katana abilities, but Not too worried about that. And we just need to kill this guy. So let's just use a very low level spell and then make sure it's going next turn. Yeah, that'll do it. And we'll hurt the other guy at the same time. Pop, pop. So now the plan is going to be... Let's see how much damage they do to us. Yeah. That's why Samurai... It's such a weird job. But we can just kind of just move all the way around them. And since we have Shin Hadorai, they actually can't kill us. See, look, he's not going to try to hit us with his katana. And that's mainly because, again, we have Shin Hadorai on. The chances of them hitting us because our bravery is so high, they're just not going to do it. We got all of our MP back. Let's go ahead. Let's just show off Zodiark. I don't know how long. I mean, I never get tired of seeing Zodiark. And we get it pretty fast cast off on it too. Especially this is the ultimate spell for Summoner at least. And man, this thing is it's just absolutely devastating to the enemy. Yeah, see ya. I think we could also, if we build into a lot of magic attack power, we could get that hitting for 999. But he's dead, and he's also going to be cooked. Let's go ahead, cast Cyclops. We can actually move here, get some more MP back. This is going to cast Cyclops, so it's going to be our turn again. Yeah, I was going to say, he's not going to... I thought we were actually going to get a turn before he did, but no, that was when we were going to cast it, but... I feel kind of bad. We're like... we're one black mage, but we are literally running down and chasing these samurai, these groups of samurai. It's kind of a funny... this was like a movie. This would be like a funny scene to watch. Very comical. Bahamut here, it's gonna get hit him before he gets to go. And that's it. Super easy as far as our challenge is concerned. I'm not sure what restrictions we could put on ourselves unless we didn't use Summoner. That would be a spicy one to implement. But we didn't use any crazy gear. This is all gear you get from the vendors, and this is just straight up our build. And then most of the time we are using summons that you just get naturally. Boy, Black Mage is so damn good, guys. So damn good. But that is the video. Kind of a shorter one here, but we are also introducing our new challenger for the solo series, and that is Lettuce. So that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think as far as what we should do to spice it up, or if maybe we should just let it roll and show how powerful this build can be. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace and take care.